Hello everyone on YouTube and welcome back to the 16-part tutorial of how to model a basketball court arena. This time we will create the net for our rim, and let me first say that I was experimenting this, and anytime that I've made one simple something else like a minor change, it always gave me some other result that were unexpected. And I just advise you to take the same steps, so just watch carefully on what I'm doing and try to match this. Also, uh, at first I thought that I may use the grill microphone tutorial in order to do the same thing, though then I came into a conclusion that this is maybe not just a perfect idea for this. I think that it's overcomplicated to create something like this, and you want to avoid this. You just want to have a net, that something that will represent a net, and it will look fair enough, something like the real thing. Okay, so let me first start shading, wireframe, smooth wireframe, and you want to go over and create a cylindrical shape here. Now open the attribute editor by clicking here, switch to the third tab and type in 48. Here you want to type 5, enter. Now we're gonna right click, choose face. I'm gonna delete all those faces down here, and I'm gonna delete all those faces at the top here. I wanna deal only with one strip here. Okay, so right click, choose edge, grab any edge, select one edge, skip 3 and select the fourth, and do the same all over till you come to the first one that you just selected. Anyway, 3, 4, 4. People are starting to shout here, and after it's been a little bit quiet here, it just disturbed me that it's always happening when I am recording. Anyway, so you see 3 skipped and 1. Now basically we have 12 edges that has been selected. Okay, if you see here on my display here, it says edge 12. Now these 12 basically representing the 12 hanging points that this net will be connected through. Now this is also the time to tell you that whatever you're gonna create here, the thickness of your net, this is what will determine if the net will be assembled correctly to your holes, those little holes you have there that we made sure that this spring is going through it, this tunnel. Okay, anyway, the connection point. So the distance will always be the same if we control the radius, the same radius. So you don't need to be worried about this, but the thickness of the net is what counts and can cause problem later on. So this is pretty much experimental for you as well. I mean, I can't promise you that it will fit correctly and everything will be fine, though try to experiment and use just a little bit different values that you already do. Someone is just subscribed to my channel. He's already done so, and now he's like removed itself, but it was like 4 hours ago, and then he subscribed again. So I think that is just a little bit complicated. Anyway, with that done, with those selected, shift right click, flip spin, spin forward, and then after you've spin those that way, you see for each N, like N letter we have here, we have one alone, I. So you're gonna grab all the I, or all these edges that are alone, okay? And we're gonna flip them backwards, because those have been flipped in forward, and those will be backwards. So shift right click, flip spin edge, spin backwards. So now you will get this. Press F8 to bring it back to object mode, and here you want to switch to move tool. Go over, no, just tap on your D letter and hold it to activate the pivot adjustment tool, hold down the V key so it will turn into circle. At the same time you're holding the D and the V, and you grab this with your middle mouse left button and with your left button on your mouse, not in the middle, and you just try and snap it to the top here, but make sure that this is still on the center. With that done, I'm gonna leave this as it is. I'm gonna show you something that I really care that you will be able to acknowledge. So here I have this cylinder, right? If I'm gonna Control D, hit Control D to duplicate it and move this copy over here. Now, most of you probably know this, but anyway, if you press Shift D, now, instead of Control D, you press Shift D, it will create a copy following the values that you've been added to this copy. So this copy moved from here, from the from this point over here. Okay, so the third copy that you created by tapping Shift D will be following the same pattern. So I can continue click Shift D and it will simply create copies with the same distance in between them as the first one, between the two first ones. Now, with that in mind, you can also grab this one. I mean, I deleted the rest. I'm gonna hit Control D for the first time. I'm gonna move it over here and add a little bit rotation to this. So now, if I hit Shift D, it will use the same pattern, like move it a little bit to the right and a little bit rotating it. So it's rotating it, and as long as I will continue hit the Shift D, this is what will happen. Now, you see? So with that in mind, basically, I'm going to do something similar here, but it will be less noticeable. So you won't be able to see this much, but I will do something that will make it be a little bit more easy to obtain. So we grab this, that's okay. Go over shading and choose wireframe on shaded. This, whenever you unselect something, like nothing has been selected on your scene, it will still show you the wireframes of the objects. Okay, so we're gonna grab this and Control D to duplicate this. Switch to Move tool, hold down the V key, so we are activating the snap feature, and you push this downwards, so it will meet exactly attached to this first one, but beneath it. Okay, and don't do nothing, simply switch to rotation tool, hold down the J key, and just add a little bit spin so it will create those, okay, like diamonds or something. Now that you've done this, hit the Shift D so it will create a copy following this same pattern. We need 7 copies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more, 7. And then press F8. Now, with this done, you're gonna grab all of them. You're gonna go over Mesh, Combine, and let me just start by saying that at this point, save the file. You don't want to do this all over again because of stupid mistakes. Save it as it is right now, okay? And continue. Right click. Basically, why not? I should do this also. So I'm gonna save it as net1, okay? Save as. And right click, choose face. I'm gonna grab this, switch to selection tool, because this gizmo of the move tool, rotation tool, and scale tool is just disturbing. While you are on selection tool, you can't see it. Okay, so it's not in your way. So we're grabbing all those, okay, and we want to grab those as well. Okay, this will be a little bit disturbing. I don't want to start and copy over things, and again, just like I did now, but you know, the selection thing is what I want you to do. Don't try do smart maneuvers here. Don't do whatever I just did, like trying to copy one strip and you know attach them with the, I mean like merging them. Anyway, just do it as I'm doing it right now. Okay. Grab these. Grab these. Grab these. Okay, so you see all of them has been selected. I'm gonna expand the channel box here. Click on this. And I'm gonna click extrude. Now make sure that you go over edit mesh, face extrude option box, reset the setting for whatever been there, and click apply. Okay, close. And after you extrude this, you're gonna go click on one of those. See each handle here, arrow has this cube on it, but in the middle here we don't have a cube. This is just a yellow square. So if you tap on one of them, just click with your left mouse button and release on one of them. Just fast, click and release. You will get this middle one, and then you can grab it and extrude it just a little bit that way. Okay. Now for some reason it's not like I have been expected, so I will undo that. And I don't want those to be selected. Sorry. I want only these three strips. Okay. I want to extrude them. Click on those, this one, and do something like so. Now it's even more disturbing, because at some point I haven't add these. Let's take a look on something. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh my god. You need to grab all of them and you need to merge them. Okay, so I'm gonna use the default settings because this is a very small piece on top of our grid, so that way everything is fine. And now if I will choose these, then hopefully everything will be fine when I'm extruding it. Really sorry that you have to see this. Well, problems will always be on our way, and we need to try and solve them or avoid them. But anyway. Grab these. I feel like I have something weird going on here, you know, I don't know for sure. Just reacting like there is another surface of cylindrical shape there right now, so I don't know. Okay, let's just double check ourselves that nothing has been wrong, like here, and this one, and that one, and this one. Alright, seems like everything is good. So now I will extrude this, and then it will hopefully will go good. So tap on one of those cubes, and extrude this. So now you see the frame is equal and there is no dividing areas here in between them. So that's all good. Continue do so. Though I may wanted to delete those triangles at first, but anyway, let's continue with this. Every time there will be something different for some reason. So when I'm extruding this that way, you can see on the channel box that the local scale X, Y, Z is going to 0.83. I can play with it just so you can see this better. So I want this to be something 0.8, and I'm gonna click here and hold and drag over the three of them and release, and then this will be open. So type in 0.9 and enter. So this will set it to 8, 0.8. I said 9 maybe, not sure. With that done, press F8. No, you know what? We will simply press delete. That way. Okay? Now what I want you to do is right click, choose faces. I want you to grab these faces at the top. Okay, no. Only those faces in between them. We'll need to do this also for the lower part, so no problem, I guess. Again, don't try to duplicate things again, don't try to do anything else. It will only lead to confusion. I'm gonna delete those already. I don't want to get the same thing what I have there. It's just stupid to leave those here. So let's delete those, and I'm gonna grab those faces. And this is a little bit funny, but I do need to extrude those also, even though they already have a frame that belongs to the other holes here. Okay, and yeah, we need them. We need to extrude those faces as well. The one that we already extruded, the ones that we already extruded, basically we deleted them. So those that left over here looks like they were extruded, but they haven't extruded. So be aware of this. Okay, now those. Now this is the problem. You see here it's nice and sharp, and there it's just weird. I may want to copy the bottom ones and delete those and just add them over here. We shall see. Okay, those, and that's good. So now we're gonna extrude them. Remember, 0.8. Scrolling down here so you can see this. Tap on this, click on this, and here, sorry, 0.8. Press F8 to bring it back to, press enter and delete. So now you have something like that. Now this is the problem. I don't like this pointing the ones. That means that I had to delete those earlier, okay? And those triangles up here, those that are not there. So in order to fix this, for the sake of, I'm not sure for the sake of what, I mean, these are already aimed here, and I need to get a result that looks similar to this bottom ones. So I'm gonna delete those. Just like that. Gonna grab all those faces down here, mesh, extruct, no, yeah, extruct, let's extruct them. Press F8 3 times, grab this one, Control D to duplicate it, move the duplicated copy over here. This dragging thing is just annoying. It's following my mouse like. I'm gonna go over modify, center pivot for this so it will be there. I'm gonna hold on the D and the V and I want this to be at the bottom. Basically this is the bottom. I mean, well, it will be the bottom. Anyway, hold on the J, rotate it that way so now it's on the bottom. Hold on the V key and snap it here. J to rotate it that way. Okay, so now they are equal. I'm gonna grab both of them, mesh, 3 of them. Basically these are 3 parts now. Okay, grab, mesh, combine, right click, vertices. Let's grab these vertices and the upper vertices here at this point only. Now I'm gonna go over merge component and option box. Now with the default setting zoomed in, I'm gonna click apply and see what's going on. So as long that this one hasn't been connected to this one or to this one or to this one, that's all good. I'm gonna close this, right click, choose vertex, and I'm just gonna check this vertex and see if it follows those, you see, edges. So that means that everything has been connected as it should. Press F8. I'm gonna take a look underneath there just to make sure that everything is fine, and that's all good. Now here what I want you to do is switch to the side view. Now you see we have this edge here, this edge here, this one, okay? So this target, okay? I want to grab all those targets for all of them, and the way to do so is right click, choose vertices, edges. I'm gonna grab everything, all the edges, basically the entire shape, and then control mark this area, mark this area in between them, mark this area, control mark this area, control mark this area, control mark this area, and control mark this area. Okay, so I've left off only with those, and that's good. With that done, I'm gonna hold down shift, right click, bevel edge, option box, edit, reset setting, click apply. You will get something like so, and which is not acceptable. So you undo that. You're gonna go over width, change it to 1K and click apply. Okay, that way you have something like so. Now if until now everything is good for you and this is what you've done, somehow I can tell you that that's okay. I can't really be sure that this is exactly what will happen with your model. It's really depend on what you will do next from now on. Now you need right click and grab all those inner faces, see those, and you're gonna delete them. Now selecting them is pain in the ass, but yep, we're gonna do this. Okay, I think this tutorial is already more than 30 minutes, and the grill sphere microphone was about 50 minutes, and if this is the same times, so I have no idea what will be happen if I would use the other method and simply crank to something like 1.5 hours. So yeah, I thought this will be easier. It is easier. I mean, you don't have to mess too much with things such as you have on the grill one tutorial, but the grill microphone tutorial. Anyway, Let's continue grabbing those. Not doing any mistakes. I was selecting one and following this one, and I need to do the same. You see, grab those two. Here I have nothing to choose, and that's okay that it's connected there. Okay, just don't come like here and start choose. Oops. Yeah, choose those. Okay. That way. The thing is that we need only one face there in between each, not two. And still yet you need to do this equally, that in a way that if you chose these, why these are selected, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So we need those here, and we need those here. We need those. I will stop repeating myself. It looks like I'm selecting back there every now and then, so I will need to double check myself. Oh, it's confusing already to look at this, so yep, it is. Okay, here we have those unselected. These two guys. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see it better. Hopefully I'm not missing something, and with this done, I simply press delete. Let's take a look. Okay, cool. Now, if I will press 3, the shape will look somewhat organic. I mean, this area is, is just a little bit smooth, and that looks good. And this is one problem that I will have later on when I'm gonna extrude this thing. So what I will do here is I will show you two different options what could happen. So I will first save this scene as, and I will call it net2, save as, and what will happen if I will do things such as this. So let's say I'm extruding this now, okay, as it is, simply object mode and extruding it that way. That way, basically what you have is a real thick, solid object, you see, and it has this, how to say this, anyway, you see how it is, everything is closed, okay. Now if I will undo that, okay, I will continue this, I will do this, okay, and then I will press 3. So that way our net looks a little bit too sharp, I think, okay. I mean, we can settle with this, and I can do the things that I need in order to make it look a little bit better, but you can like grab all of the faces in between. So I will unsmooth preview this and right click, choose face. I'm gonna grab the entire shape faces and do the same with faces as I did with the edges. So I don't want those, I don't want those, or these, or those, and I don't want to repeat myself more. These and those, okay. So I have only those connection points now selected, right? Now if I will grab them, you see, as like that, so they also from all sides are, all those parts has been selected and faces, and extrude them after I extruded the first extrusion, just to give a look like there is some kind of a, I don't know, tie here, okay. So if I will press 3, this is very much look like the same. It's not organic, it's not something that looks good. So I don't want this. I don't want to get into this problem. And in order to avoid this, basically, I should stop exactly where I've started. So I don't want to extrude that at the first place like I did. So what I will do this time, I will start off by extruding only the connection points, okay, while it's still flat, has no thickness or something. I'm gonna go over side view and select them again. Right click, face, let's grab all the faces, control, area, so on. Okay, go over perspective view, extrude this, and now you will see what happened when I'm extruding faces that way. We have a hole there. See this hole? Okay. And if I will invert my selection now, so I will hold on the shift and select everything. This will invert my selection. Basically, we have all these wires selected, but we also have these here, and I don't want this. So I want only the wires in between them to be selected. So simply grab shift, grab everything in between those. Oops, side view. Only those faces. Go over back to perspective view, and now I will extrude them out just a little bit. And here we have another. See, it's open from this side. Now press F8, press 3, and this time this one look, I think, just a little bit better than the other one. I mean, it's still sharp in some way, but I think that for the overall, this shape is more acceptable than the other one. Now, you shouldn't be care about this too much. I mean, no one will see this as from the inside or something. It's really far away from the eye to catch, and if I will bevel this inwards, I want to see something. Press F8. Ah, that sucks. I'm gonna undo that. I will extrude them outside, just as I did. It's overlapping a little bit, but not a problem. I mean, I don't want to do something like so. Maybe I won't. Let's see what will happen from this. Press F8 and smooth preview this. So it will look like that. Let's undo that. I will bring them just a little bit backwards, so they are not passing this connection points. Okay. So let's stay satisfied with that. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go File, Save Scene As. I'm going to save this as Net3. Save as. Edit. Copy. File, Open Scene. I'm going to open my last part where I finished the rim. Click Open. I'm going to go over Edit, Best. Now the net is very tiny because it's on the grid scale. I'm gonna scale this. Oopsie. I'm gonna go over delete by type history. If any history has been attached to this, as now I can scale this up. And something weird is happening. It's just like it doesn't have any color, so I right click, choose assign existing material and choose the Lambert. So now I will have this base color for it. Now it's still tunneled, I mean like pipe. Don't worry, we're gonna fix this thing. And we're gonna try to match this to the center of our rim and scale this down. I'm gonna take a look, click on the top view for the cube, for the net, try to match this. inside the rim and scale this up, at least like so. Let's bring it to position beneath and scale this down, scale a little bit more. And it looks like we're still not really centered with this. I'm gonna click on the rim. No, I'm gonna click on this and bring this into position. Try to match this, okay? Now, you can rotate this, hold on the J key and rotate this. And you can leave the J key and just point this to there. Okay, so now we have this 2 that pointing to this one. And according to this, we can set it over here. And just like, let's have a look on if this is really sits where it should. Just a little bit that way, that's fine. Now, even if it goes a little bit offsetted that way, I think that you don't need to worry. I mean, you can try and fix it that way, though you will have to right click, choose vertices, and in some way manipulate those vertices to pass through this hook here, okay? So if you do something like so, and maybe flatten this area a little bit, just so you know something here will look a little bit more as it should be. Now, I ain't gonna do this right now, it's just waste of time, but you try and do this and match this. The only thing I will do here is after I set it beneath my ring, I'm gonna switch to side view. Here, let's go over the net. Right click, choose vertices. Let's grab these vertices. Let's squeeze them with the scale tool uniformly that way. And these, you see, this is square, but it's not even square. I mean, it does, but what I want you to do from here, keep it that way. But from here, okay, from this one actually, I want you to make sure that your squares, these, you see this face here? So if you grab those, they will create something that is more squarey than a diamond here, okay? So the following should be a little bit more squarey. Now I also want to scale them a little bit, squeeze them inwards that way, and squeeze those inwards that way. Grab these. Where is the middle one? Okay. According to this, also stretch it and make it look a little bit squarey, just not diamonds as we have here apparently. So I'm gonna grab those and do something like so. Okay, we can't avoid the first ones because the first ones are first ones, but from there and now on we can make sure this is being done correctly. Gonna scale these two and bring them up here. And yeah, if you want you can open those a little bit, but that's not a must. So I think that for the overall it looks fine and I can be satisfied with this. Okay, see, it looks good, looks better. And now we just bring this into position if you really like to do so. So that's great. I'm gonna save this file save scene as, and this is the time to tell you thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing and liking and whatever you do. And if this is really helpful for you, then this is great. Anyway, thank you for watching. We will continue at the next part. We have a lot more to accomplish, and I do know that you want, maybe some of you already want to watch the next parts, but I have my own schedule for this, so I will try to continue and record whenever I have time for this. So probably the next hour I will do this, though I still want to do other things, you know. And yeah, so bye.